In November of 1991, after mourning the miscarriage of her 13-week son, Anthony's mother asked Terri Palmquist to consider selectively showing her son's body to women who were considering abortion. Neither Terri nor Anthony's mother anticipated the controversy or the false accusations which would ensue. News reports of the incident follow, preserved imperfectly on a 1991 videotape.
The confiscation of a fetus earlier today by Bakersfield police. The fetus was found inside a jar in the arms of a woman who was standing outside of a family planning clinic in southwest Bakersfield. The mother of the fetus tells 23 News tonight it was aborted naturally through miscarriage. She put the fetus in the jar and gave it to a friend to stage a protest outside the family planning clinic, which counsels women who are contemplating abortion. The fetus was taken by police to the Kern County Coroner's Office, where officials are waiting for the mother to come forward and claim it. The coroner determined the fetus was not viable and was less than 20 weeks old.
Was being displayed to discourage women from having abortions. Bakersfield resident and pro-life activist Terri Palmquist says she was showing the fetus to women who were considering abortions. Palmquist had that fetus inside a jar, says after doing some sidewalk counseling outside an abortion clinic, she would ask women if they wanted to see what a 13-week-old fetus looked like. But she admits some people might have taken offense.
Then how do they feel about what's going on in the abortion clinic where they rip the baby apart?
Well, the county coroner's office has confiscated that fetus. Investigator Jim Maloof says state law mandates that the fetus be disposed of properly.
It says what can be done by law in the Health and Safety Code. It says either interred or it has to be incinerated. And basically also in the Health and Safety Code, it requires that it be done in a reasonable amount of time.
That fetus reportedly belonged to a woman who had suffered a miscarriage.
After the initial controversy exploded across the airwaves, Terri arranged for Anthony's mother to tell her story, with the condition that she would remain anonymous.
Like a mother, protective, and I was concerned that when they had it, that it would be kept intact, and, you know, so I could bury it properly.
Some people would question, obviously, what you have done here. They would label it bizarre, morally wrong. Some would even might say it's sick.
Yes, and I have gotten that response, but I think it's only because they don't understand. To me, there's sorrow. I've had moments since I delivered him dead of sorrow, losing a child. But at the same time, there's been joy at how perfectly formed he is. To be able to experience that fact at a time that's so controversial today, where there are women, mothers, being told that it's only a blob of tissue when I have living proof that it is a baby indeed. In fact, he even looks like he was sucking his thumb, but everything is there.
The fetus, a male, is approximately 5 inches long, and the coroner determined was about 13 weeks old. A nurse preserved the fetus in formaldehyde, and the mother supplemented the formaldehyde over the past 3 months, keeping what she calls her baby Anthony in a jar.
Well, when I was leaving the doctor's office that day, I wanted to share him, for one thing, with his sisters. We have 3 children, 3 girls living, and then later I thought, well, wouldn't this be wonderful to share the truth with others?
She allowed a friend and pro-life activist to use the jar to try and discourage women from having abortions. It was here at this family planning clinic that education turned into a legal battle. Ironically, the very law that protected her and her pro-life beliefs is found under Roe versus Wade.
The 20-week time period is a result of the definition of viability that's established in Roe versus Wade. So yes, it is ironic that in this particular case, this woman is being protected by the very law that she seeks to end.
Maybe Anthony has a special call on his life in his death to proclaim that truth to others.
What will happen now?
Well, in the right timing, we'll bury him and give him the proper, respectful burial that any human life deserves.
23 News has learned that a large contingent of pro-lifers have provided a burial plot and headstone for the fetus. A funeral will be held either Friday or Saturday.
details are still pending.
So on one hand, Roe versus Wade and the issue of viability was what she was fighting against, and yet that's what prevented her from being, brought up on criminal charges?
Prosecution, exactly.
Yeah.
A Bakersfield group called Lifesavers is resorting to some shocking tactics to fight abortion. Yesterday, a pro-life activist was stopped from displaying a 13-week-old fetus in a jar. Here's where Terri Palmquist paraded on Stockdale Highway, outside the only place that does legal abortions in town. The coroner's office says by law the fetus must be buried or cremated, so the jar was confiscated, but Palmquist feels strongly about what she was doing.
We did have a girl last week decide to keep her baby, and she said it was because she had seen this baby, Anthony. I should have hung on to it and told them that I wanted a search warrant or whatever it would be that before they took it, but I didn't think about that first.
Now, Palmquist claims that she got permission before showing the jar. She calls herself a sidewalk counselor for the group Lifesavers.
To learn the truth about baby Anthony, go to glorifyjesus.com/1991.